This is the Thayer Podcast for Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Hit me like a ton of bricks the other evening as a lady friend and I were chatting. We've been talking for almost 2 hours nonstop, and it occurred to me that I hadn't had a one-on-one conversation like that since I was a teenager. I mean, we talked about everything under the sun. History, the Bible's book of John, politics, economics, even self-hypnosis. It was incredible. It made me appreciate even more the large life I've been living since turning 82. And it highlighted something I heard just 5 years ago. Back in April of 2018, a big black guy named Mark Robinson got up to speak to his city council about their proposal to invoke some kind of control involving local gun show, I think. Robinson didn't mince words. He spoke for America.
Guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do until you listen to the majority of the people in this city. And I am the majority. The majority of the people in this city are law-abiding, and they follow the law.
Dude got my attention. He reminded me of the days of my youth. Well, maybe my 20s and 30s, when we had families and we worked like crazy and we partied like crazy and we all were motivated to make things happen. Looking back, I can say we truly were living large. But back to Robinson. The dude had it right. He made it clear that people have gotten tired of so-called elected officials trampling on their lives and their rights as punishment for someone else's wrongdoing.
What I really came down here for is this. I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, and domestic violence and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script.
You know, this is the reason I got involved in party politics for a good portion of my life not that long ago. And Robinson is right. Nobody could write a script like we've been watching for the last few years. Oh, to have the strength to do the stuff we used to do. Wow. Well, we can write, and we can jack our jaws, and we can still do that crazy stuff we did when we were teens. I think Robinson was right back in 2018.
An AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. Anybody that would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool. It's a semi-automatic .22 rifle. You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on here. Because the bottom line is, when that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody. And I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them.
It's time we stood up for us, the majority. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Semper Fi.